Happy Tuesday. If this is your first time seeing my face, I am Holly Adams. I am a 9th grade Algebra 1 teacher, and I was sick yesterday. So, starting this week off on Tuesday, I hate having a sub. I hate missing when I'm not prepared for it because I always leave my desk in a wreck. That was no different on Friday. Then I did not expect to get sick, so whatever. It's always weird coming back after I have a sub because it's like someone's been in my house. You know what I mean? Like nothing's ever, like I've never had like a really bad sub experience, thankfully. But it's like my chair is set to a different height. You know, my computer is tilted different. It's not automatically signed in to me. Like I have to re-sign in and all my stuff has just been like shifted. Not complaining, it's just weird. But anyway, so yeah, I was feeling sick on Sunday, so I decided not to come in yesterday. And I had already put an assignment on Canvas because I thought we were gonna have time to do it last week, but we didn't, which is fine. So I just told them to do that assignment. I have about 65 students, 60 to 65 students. You wanna know how many people submitted the assignment? 12 students submitted the assignment. I'm still not 100%, but I did not run a fever at all yesterday. And I feel better than I did Sunday or yesterday, so I'm like, it's fine that I'm here, but I don't have any tissues, which might be a problem. So apparently I didn't even have a sub yesterday. It was just whoever could cover my class, which is fine. Again, everything that they were supposed to do was on the board. Whoever they had for my 4th period didn't do what they were supposed to do, which it's literally on the board. Any of my students could have looked up there and been like, oh, that's what we're supposed to do. Anyway, of my 4th period, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 students did not do what they were supposed to do. How many students do I even have in that class? Maybe 21? In my 4th period, I have 20. I have 20 students. Only 3 of them did what they were supposed to do. Okay, so today they're doing a group review, which is just like the quiz that they're taking, and then they're taking an individual's quiz. We looked over the benchmark. So the benchmark is next week, and it's just last year's STAR test. And I want to cry because it's so easy. It's so easy. And they're going to do so poorly on it. And that's how we all feel. We're all just like, tomorrow and the next day I'm going to be testing. Tomorrow I'm testing in my room. I'm testing the TSI, which means I have to cover my room. So that's what I'm going to be doing during my conference. I'm going to be completely, honestly, I think I'm just going to take everything down because I was already planning on rearranging my room for next year. So I think I'm just going to take everything down. The only thing that I'm going to have to cover is the numbers up there because those are not coming down. But all those vocab words are coming down. All my posters are coming down. And then all of this over here is coming down. So I'm going to have a sad room for the rest of the year. It is what it is. Okay. Let's do my daily brain game. Oh no, I don't know if I have time for this. I might have to come back and do this later. So let's go ahead and do this one. This was yesterday's. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. They misspelled succeed. Yep, okay, and then this is today's. 5 words that start with C in our drinks. Cocoa, cola, cranberry juice, chocolate milk, coffee. There's like a million more, but that's what I'm going with. Not bad. Okay, so I'm gonna come back and do the cryptogram during my 5th period because I just don't have time to do it right now. I only have like 5 minutes, and cryptograms usually take me, I mean, I could probably get it done. But there are other things I want to do before the stampede arrives. So I do have a headache, and it is, you know, a sick headache. Like, it's just a lot of pressure. So that's great. Okay, so the quiz went fine, I guess. So I gave them like 45 minutes to work on a review, which was basically just the quiz with different numbers, and then 45 minutes to work on the quiz. So that was whatever. I'm putting those grades in now, and then I have to take everything down in my room and get ready for testing tomorrow, and go get my testing materials for tomorrow from the testing coordinator. I think that's all I have to do. Yeah, I have no idea what the sub had my students do. It was written really big on the board what to do, but my students are blind, I guess, so whatever. It's not gonna be a normal day until Friday, and even then, it's gonna be like benchmark review, so I'm like, am I really, I don't even want to review with them, honestly, because they're just gonna complain about how we never learned any of this. And I don't know if I'm mentally ready for that bomb. You know what I mean? We looked over the benchmark. I think I already said that. It's really easy. But we'll see how they do. Like I said, I'm gonna finish putting these grades in and then dress down my room. My room is sad now. Like, look. Empty, 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 empty. I'm not happy with that. Granted, I still need to cover up my numbers, but I think that's it. I think I took everything else down. Oh, and I need to take down the horizontal and vertical that's on the door right now and cover up that ace thing. However, well, the bell's gonna ring in 7 minutes. I have time to run down to the workroom, grab some butcher paper, and come back before the bell is rung. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. If you cannot tell by my voice, I am so much worse. Do not feel good, but today's a testing day, so I just have to monitor. So I did not take off. Also, because it's just hard to take off on testing days because they only have a limited number of teachers who are actually, oh my gosh, 7:30. Oh, that's so early. Sorry, I'm doing too much this morning. Anyway, I'm testing. There are 25 students I'm supposed to be testing. I only have 23 desks. So here's hoping that not all of them show up. I don't know what I'm gonna do if they all show up. However, so far this year, everything that I've tested, I've had several people absent. So I just gotta get ready for testing. It's 7:50. Luckily, I'm in my room today. Tomorrow, I will not be in my room, but today I'm in my room, meaning as soon as everyone is done testing, I can get some work done. Made it. I am so sick. I just feel miserable. But I didn't do this morning, so let's go ahead and do it now. I think this is from, yeah, this is from this weekend. This is the one that I skipped. I have to decipher this quote. So I came up with, champions keep playing until they get it right. That was Billie Jean Key. Cool. My battery's about to die. Let's do this quick. I have embroidery. Ernest. Was this today? This was today's. Okay. I'm all caught up. I'm gonna go home and try to feel better. I really don't want to call out tomorrow, but I don't want to feel like this again and come back tomorrow. So we tested until like 2:30, so I only had like an hour and a half to plan stuff, which was fine. Surprise! It's Friday! It's Friday, Friday! Good morning. Happy Friday. I actually took yesterday off. I was feeling so bad all day on Tuesday all day on Wednesday. I was just coughing so bad. My throat was hurting, my head was hurting. I was like, there's no point in me trying to push through this anymore. So I didn't come in yesterday, and I'm very glad that I took the day off because I was better but still miserable. And I know that had I been up doing things, I would have felt 10 times worse. So I just took the day for myself to heal, and we're back. I actually do feel better. You probably can't tell because of the way I sound, but really the only thing that is wrong with me is I'm very tired and I have a bad cough and my sinuses are acting up. But other than that, I'm ready as rain. Okay. I got here at 7:30 this morning because I thought I had a meeting with someone. Turns out, in all of the hubbub of this week, I forgot to confirm that I can be at this meeting, so they didn't show up. I tried the protein coffee from Starbucks. It's not bad. It actually tastes really, really good. And it has 27 grams of protein, so yeah. I'm rocking and rolling this morning. Today is benchmark review. So we're only doing 2 days of benchmark review before the benchmark, and it's not even really benchmark review. I'm not reviewing anything with them, I'm just giving them, today it's a linear assignment, which is half of the benchmark, and then on Monday it'll be a quadratic assignment, which is the other half of the benchmark. And then there's Tuesday, Wednesday testing, Thursday is the algebra benchmark. They're gonna be all tested out by the time it's time to take the algebra one. And then Friday, I'm not quite sure what we're doing. It'll probably be a catch-up day, just keeping it chill. You just test it all week. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. You're not trying to do anything crazy. So let's just, be chill, catch up on all of your assignments. Today during PLC, I believe we're talking about, yes, we are talking about some assignment. So basically, if a student is a senior and they still have not passed Algebra 1, meaning they have taken the Algebra 1 EOC probably 10 plus times at this point, and they just keep failing it, then as a last-ditch effort, they are given the opportunity to do this project instead so that they can get credit. This project is the most BS thing I've ever seen. It is so easy. It's if you really put your mind to it and just started working, you could get it done in an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, if you get distracted, you know what I mean? Vocabulary, create a mini dictionary or flashcards, and then you have to create a display, a graphic organizer, a foldable, a brochure, whatever, for functions, linear functions, and quadratic functions. Then you have to answer some questions based on those real world examples that you used in your concepts. So for example, if you did a real world example of a quadratic function and you said someone kicking a football and it makes a parabola, okay, then you have to answer literally just 6 questions about it. What's the vertex? Is it a max or min? What does it mean in the situation? What's the y-intercept? What does it mean? What are the zeros? What do they mean? I could answer that in under 3 minutes. And then there's a presentation, which is, so basically you have to present the fact that you know how to evaluate functions, simplify polynomial, solve one variable equations, solve a system, and solve a quadratic equation. So basically, you get to create or find an example of that problem, work it to prove that you know it, show your steps, and be ready to answer questions. So you could literally look up on YouTube how to evaluate a function for a specific value. Take the exact example that they used, put it on your presentation, follow the steps, write them on your presentation, and then memorize what they say in explaining the process. And then that's your presentation. So if you can do all of that, you get credit for algebra and you can graduate. So they need someone from the algebra team to be in charge of like grading those. I will get more information about that today. I'm probably not doing it, let's be honest. Anyone who expresses even a little bit of interest, they're gonna get chosen. So I'm like, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. So that means I have 2 of these to do. Yesterday's was countdown. So let's see what I can do. I need to make 140. Okay, I figured out one way to do it. It doesn't use all the numbers. So I'm sure there's another one that does use all the numbers, but I'm not feeling like stretching my brain that far today. I figured out 15 times 9 plus 5. So 15 times 9 is 135, plus 5 is 140. That's what they figured out too. Success. Again, I'm going to cover up the definition just to challenge myself a little bit more. Is y a vowel in this case? Because if so, then I know what it is. If y is considered a vowel, then it's enjoyment. So let me check the definition and see if that makes sense. The state or process of taking pleasure in something. Let's see. Yes! Success. Again. Okay. I wish it told me like what day it was, you know, like obviously it tells me Friday, February 20th, but I wish it told me like, oh, this is day 51, because, or whatever. That literally doesn't matter. What am I talking about? Hi! We're actually gonna end today's video in my car because I spent my entire conference talking with my team just about, you know, the students, about life, about school, whatever. So, I was there my whole conference, and then afterwards, we all just kind of like walked out together. I wanted it to be a very, very chill day, and it was, for the most part. It was a very chill day, so I appreciate that, but these kids, bless their hearts. I made a list of things that I was asked today so I could show you guys, or tell you guys, just some of the things that I'm dealing with. Hold on, let me get out of here. Okay, so there was a question that was asking for the y-intercept, which, mind you, the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. That has not been new since like 6th, 7th grade, something crazy, okay? Oh yeah, that's fine. You got it. You got it. But it was the line crossed like between the 5 and 6 marks. So it was between 5 and 6. So I was like, okay, well, what number is between 5 and 6? You think they could tell me? They don't know what's between 5 and 6. 5.6? And then I had them say 0.5. And I was like, okay, yeah, that is half. That is half. That's not between 5 and 6. And then someone did split it that way. Why is your music so loud? That's actually insane. So they were like, oh, 0.5. And I was like, but it's between 5 and 6. And they're like, oh, okay, so it's 5 plus 0.5. And I was like, yeah, what is that? They don't know. They're not sure. They had, but yeah, they don't know. They had to use the calculator for 5 plus 0.5. It's 5.5. Then another one, they had to figure out, okay, they were given a decimal, but the answer choices were all written as fractions. So they were given, I think, 10.5, okay? And the answer choices were 21 over 2 or 2 over 21. They weren't sure. They couldn't tell me. They didn't know whether 10.5 is 21 over 2 or
2/21. I know fractions are hard, okay? I normally do not judge people for not knowing their fractions, especially adding and subtracting fractions. I get it, that's hard. It's not, but like I get it. It's a lot of work. But you don't even know, like they don't even have basic number sense of like a bigger number on top means it's going to be some sort of whole number or mixed number. Anyway, moving on. I had one student, the same student, ask me, I'm not even kidding, 4 separate times during class. 4 times during class. Is this for a grade? Now, the first time that he asked, it was right after I said, oh, y'all are making me want to take this for a grade because they weren't doing anything. And I was like, oh, okay, so do I need to take it for a grade? And he said, wait, is this for a grade? And I said, it's about to be. And then the second time he asked, is this for a grade? I said, yeah, yes it is. He asked me again, is this for a grade? Yes. You already asked me that. Yes, it's for a grade. Then he asks me again. And I said, are you actually asking me, or are you just like rage baiting me? Like, what's going on? Why are you asking me that again? Why? I don't remember what you said. And I said, you genuinely don't remember what I said. You cannot remember. You asked me this 3 times already, and you can't remember what I said. No. And I said, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing that you can't remember. Like, that's a problem that you can't remember a basic answer to a question that you've asked multiple times. Yes, it's for a grade. Then I ended up not taking it for a grade. I also today had a student ask me a question. He asked me if he could work outside, and I said no, because I generally do not let students work outside because I can't monitor them when they're outside in the hallway. And he said, can I work outside? And I said no. And then he goes to argue with me, and he starts his sentence with the N-word. Because this student is black. He starts it with the N-word, catches himself, cuts it off. And he's real quiet now. He's real quiet now. And I'm just like, obviously, he just forgot who he was talking to. You know, he just forgot. So he didn't get in trouble or anything. But I'm just like, bro, that's all that happened today, I think. I'm sure other things happened that I forgot about. But I just wanted to actually close off this vlog because I feel like recently I've just been ending the vlogs cold turkey, just hard stop into the intro, outro. So anyway, this is me ending the vlog. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry that my voice was probably super annoying because I've been sick. If you did like the video, please make sure to like it so that I know, and comment down any other like video ideas that you'll have if you like this style of me just taking you through the week. You know, just any of your thoughts. You know the drill. And please, if you don't mind, subscribe so that I can see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Bye!